So welcome and thank you for joining the WAI team for our first monthly speaker series to provide our members with useful tools to further your aviation dreams and interests. Today, we are thrilled to introduce WAI corporate member Spitfire Elite, who you may have met if you attended the WAI conference in Orlando in March. They are professionally trained interview coaches to help you navigate interviews and resume writing for the aviation industry. A Spitfire Elite coach helps you anticipate even the smallest details as you prepare for interviews so you can get the aviation job of your dreams in any area of the business. Co-founders Tron Williams and Bill Sims have created a unique organization dedicated to promoting a diverse aviation workforce, offering customized approaches to hundreds of airline pilots and industry professionals. Their coaching tools have successfully navigated clients, even the most difficult interviews. One of the many female coaches from Spitfire, Nancy Ogabor, will share her personal experiences and guide us through some special tools. Welcome, Nancy, and thanks again for joining us today.
Thank you so much, Kelly. I'm honored to be here. It is such a pleasure to be here. Uh, I admire women in aviation so much. In fact, as a student pilot, I met some of my mentors who are still my mentors today through women in aviation. And so to be here and speaking on this Zoom call is truly an honor for me. My name is Nancy Ogbegvor, and I am a pilot at a major airline. And part of my journey to get here today started as a client for Spitfire. When prior to signing up to be a client for Spitfire, I actually didn't know anybody who worked at Spitfire. Spitfire just came highly recommended to me from a few of my friends. And so when I wanted to sign up for Spitfire, I actually called the owner who answered my call and shared with me the values of Spitfire. And one thing he said was, Spitfire is very unapologetic about our values, and that is to help women, to help people of color, to help ESL candidates obtain the job that they desire and navigate through the journey of interviewing. And that resonated with me because he was so passionate about it. And he also said the thing that is stopping you or the obstacle in the way of you getting the job of your dreams is just about 9 interview questions. And if you can navigate how to answer those questions and show your values in your answers, then that job is yours. And so I was inspired. I signed up for Spitfire and I saw just that. I met some amazing coaches. In fact, every coach at Spitfire was so passionate about seeing me succeed. I had Yaron, who's actually on this call, as one of my coaches. He stayed like 30 minutes once at the end of a Zoom call just to help me pinpoint my why and how to navigate answering a particular question. And I admired that so much that he was just so genuine and wanted to see me get the job of my dreams. And so I did. I was fortunate enough to get multiple CJOs. I picked the airline of my dreams, which I work at today. And then I came back, but this time as a Spitfire coach. So I'm honored to work alongside Yaron now and all the Spitfire coaches and to be here today to answer any questions. So once again, thank you so much, Kelly, for having us here. And we're excited about today.
Excellent. Well, thank you so much, Nancy and Huron, for joining us. And I'm going to share my screen. We've got a short video to share, so just bear with me here.
Now, I want to talk to you about knowing your why. In the concept behind understanding why it is the things that you do and how they translate into finding your purpose, finding your internal and your intrinsic value of the reason behind you do things. So let's start with why we're here. This is for you. This is you on your journey. On your journey, you're going to find something to hold on to of like when it gets tough. Like, what are those things that you're really driving towards? This is personal to you, though. So I want to talk and help you get through that personal journey and really tap into it. So when you're making a large transition or a massive transition in your life, you really tap into it. Man, I understand that what I'm doing really relates to who I am as a person and that values that you hold dear. So when you find your why, you can think, you get up in the morning and it's just like breathing. You're really just excited to get more out of your day. So let's talk about your why. And I'll let us start by sharing what my why is. And hopefully this sparks a little bit of thought for you. When I'm with somebody, whether it's 5 minutes, maybe a 15-minute webinar, maybe it's 10 years, maybe it's a full relationship. I want the person I'm sharing that journey with to be a little bit better off because of our interaction. So everything that I do in my life revolves around that. As a friend, as a mentor, as a mentee, I want to give the best of myself to whatever that endeavor is so that somebody's just a little bit better off. And that's really important to me. And so I'm an HR professional. I coach people for a living in helping with their careers. For what I am is a person that helps people understand what it is that what drives them to be great and how does that translate into their career. And so if you think about you and what you're doing right now, most of you are pilots. Most of you have been on some journey and you're going on this longer journey, right? Trying to find something better. So you look around you and you try to understand that why. Right? Why is it you're on this journey? Why the hard days, the time away from your family? Is it just because you like to fly? Or is there some deeper meaning that we can tap into? And so as you look at your why, you can look at those around you, your families, your mentors, people that you're very close with, and really tap into some of the why that you have for what it is that you do. And I know we're saying that word a lot, but that's truly one of the most empowering statements is when I know my why, I can do anything. Over life and over time, your why can sometimes change. Maybe you didn't have children. Maybe now you have children. Maybe you didn't realize you wanted to fly airplanes, and now you realize you want to fly airplanes. So it really can change over time. So I often help people really check in with that why, and I check in with my own. I reaffirm some of those things because it helps drive my decision making. And so that we lead into that value-based decision making, right? So it's personal to you. So think about you and what on your journey. What's personal to you? Is it you're flying an airplane because when you were a kid, you had your first experience on an airplane and maybe you went on the flight deck when you were younger? Matt, you can't do that anymore, but maybe you had some experience that really drove you. So you know what? I want to do this for the rest of my life. Well, that's a value. The freedom of being up in the air. Is it the customer service? Is it the chance to really do something that you feel is life-changing, taking that family on a vacation to London for the first time ever, and you're the person responsible for it? Only you can touch into why that's important. Only you can touch those values. I look at the values around me, and my family's the most important, helping people, being really great at what they want to do, and making somebody just a little bit better. That drives me, so that drives my career, that drives everything, all my decisions. So if I look at areas that have helped to hurt you in my life, there's been times when I've done the things that are against my values. I cut a corner. I look at things a little bit differently than I should. And I can pinpoint every time I've had a blip in my life or blip in my career is to where I had a conflict to my values and I didn't listen to my values first. I didn't listen to my internal calling. And now I look at it and I say, okay, before I make big decisions or really any decisions, is this in line with my values? Do I want to go do something meaningless or spend time with my family? Do I want to help a friend in need? Or do I want to just go, kind of do my own thing if that opportunity arises? And I would tell you, when you make those value-based decisions, you're making a better decision. And it's going to make you really want to do the things that you're doing. Look at these 4 major airlines. And you start looking at the different companies. Well, start looking deeper than just, well, I know this one pays well, because pay gets you so far. Start looking at what drives their decision-making process, and what are the things that they value, and does that align with your values? So like for me, family's huge. So if I look at a company, and I'm starting to do my homework, and they put a premium on family, Now you got me. Let's talk about it. What drives you? As you research a company, how does it connect with you? Once you know your why and how a company aligns with it, it's super easy for you to put that into a real life story of this is what drives me. This is why I'll be a good employee here, a good associate, as some people like to say. If you don't, though, you're going to be unhappy. And then you're going to regret it later on and think, I really wish I would have bumped it. So that's how it can help you in your career. So why companies care about your why? So think about the companies that you look for. What do they really want from you? Do they want you to be technical, be good at your job? Absolutely to do. But are you somebody that truly espouses the values that they have? If those values are aligned, then anything the company asks you that you believe is kind of aligned with your vision and your why, not even work anymore. You're doing your thing. And so really what we're talking about now is bringing your best self to your career. Right? You're bringing your whole self into what it is that you do. And it's not just about your career, but it's about your everyday life. And so you think about the rising tide lifts all boats comment. In particular, for me as an individual, I know when I am fully aligned with my values and I'm doing something I am truly passionate about and I'm tapped into that why, kind of what I'm doing now, this is at work to me. This is just what my life is. And so I hope at the end it is you think there's a few thought-provoking things in here where you're like, man, I need to tap into my why. Tell me more. Help me get there. That to me is where rising tide lifting all boats. We're getting there together. I heard this one example weighing, I was helping one pilot look at what company he wanted to work with. And he used the example of even like as you're coming into work, greeting the gate agent, saying hi to them, making their day a little bit better, and then meeting your crew and making their day a little bit better. And then even talking to the ground crew. Imagine doing that because you get to work and I'm bringing my best self to this. This is everything I want to do in my life. I'm living my childhood dream. And everybody around you feels that. Tell me you can't be more successful than just going in and going, yep, this is going to get a check. I'm just going to go in. The Oana's plan is going to get a check. Which one feels better to you? Which one feels more of, and that drives me to be great? And so you think about you going out somebody that goes to an interview and they said, why do you want to work here? I really just want a job. This would be awesome. I think this airline would be great. Love if you hire me. That's one way to look at it. How about, I flew on American Airlines the other day when I was going home to see my family after a long time away. And I was tired. And everybody at American Airlines treated me like I was special. And that's how I want people to feel when they're done talking to me because that's important to me. That's why I want to work at American Airlines. Think about the little bit of power that's in that. It didn't have to be big, it just have to be grandiose, but it's personal. It's a personal story of something that connects you with why it is you want to why you want to work for a company and spend all that time away from your family. Think about that in life too. So this isn't just about life. Is it about a job? It's also about life. And I want you to think through that as you're on your journey. Now that you're thinking through it, what's next for you? How do you want to sit down and look around you and really dive into that why? It's going to help you. It's going to be a game changer for you.
When I think about my why, what comes to mind is to be able to be a mentor for future women, to inspire others to have a shot. I want to be able to show my daughter that you can choose a challenging career and still be a mother and be able to balance all aspects of life and thrive while doing it.
My whole family is immigrants from Northern Africa.
I do come from an aviation family. My dad is a pilot. It never really occurred to me that that's something I should pursue.
I grew up in McAllen, Texas. It's a small town. And I knew growing up that I wanted to see the world and travel as much as I could.
What I wanted to do was not just be a pilot. I wanted to be the best at it because I'm a mom and I have a daughter, and I wanted to make sure that there is no job that you feel like I can't get this or I don't have a shot at this.
I grew up in a family that had high expectations. My siblings all knew what they wanted to do early on. So I knew that I wanted to pick a career that was challenging. Combined with my love for travel, I found aviation.
I believe that representation is extremely important.
So many pilots, when we look at the flight deck, we see a certain pilot. And not a lot of pilots look like me.
it took that representation to realize that it was something that I could do too. But if they see another woman that flies, maybe that's a door that can open for them and they can think, yeah, I can be a pilot too. That's my why.
Hi, everyone. My name is Nancy Ogbegbor, and I'm a pilot for a major airline. I'm also honored to be a Spitfire coach. And before I was a Spitfire coach, I actually was a Spitfire client. And so I remember as a client really wanting to answer the questions properly in an interview. And so I remember watching a webinar about the TEF, and I really wanted it broken